Hey, you, welcome back to the channel, and I hope you all are having a great day. So, today I want to talk about Andrew Yang at the AARP Forum in Des Moines. So, of course, we're talking now about dealing with our honorable senior citizen community. And at this forum, Andrew Yang just showed the classic Andrew Yang, very poised, handling the questions very well, and it's quite clear that Andrew Yang, this is his setting, right? And debates. If we really look at debates, there are these very weird things. They're strange because they throw these 5-second questions at you that you could never really fully, answer and give great detail on to really address it. So it's almost like a quiz show. And, of course, it's good for just getting people to know Andrew Yang. But as far as relaying information, debates generally are not going to be good for relaying information. I think the only time debates are great is when it really gets down to, a few candidates, right? When you're really duking it out in the end, and that gives a lot of time, a lot of information to be dispensed from people in a way, we can digest the information and understand the points and all those details. But the debates we're getting right now, the debate we're getting next week, is not going to be like that. Although I think Andrew Yang will evolve from the last experience. I think he'll be ready. I think they will also treat him a great deal more fair. And at least that's what we hope happens. But I'm feeling pretty optimistic about it. So seniors are important, right? Seniors get out and vote, and it's important that you do not neglect any community out there. Seniors are very important, and of course, one of their major issues was going to be drug costs, right? Drug costs and retirement, Social Security, things like that. And I thought Andrew Yang was very masterful in how he handled helping relaying what exactly his campaign is all about to senior citizens, right? He basically made it digestible in a way where they understood how his policies would work for them. And, as such, looking at trying to explain something like the freedom dividend in relation to Social Security, making it this ever expansive type of Social Security that they will get from now on, a bigger Social Security, if you will. And I thought that was a great way to present that to seniors in ways they could digest that. I thought he also handled how to get prescription drug costs down for seniors by having basically a competitive price across the globe that companies in the United States would have to adhere to, something that we haven't done, which is ridiculous. The drug companies can just set their own amounts. And of course, what's going to happen when you allow that, they're going to, without any competition, they're going to set it as high as possible. But if there's a bar for a global price that's averaged out, and they have to compete with that price. And if they go higher than that price, they go 20% higher or what have you, then it's more or less like they're price gouging, similar to what we get with our gas prices and as such. So I just thought that was masterful. I thought it was brilliant how he handled it. I didn't see any errors in anything he really spoke about or talked about during that debate. And it was everything went a-okay. The seniors gave him a standing ovation at the end. I think, or what I'm beginning to see, is a lot of senior citizens are starting to understand Andrew Yang now. I'm having conversations with seniors, and we're talking about Andrew Yang's policies, and it's starting to make sense to them. I think senior citizens are very practical people. That's what I learned a lot from older members of my family. And I think what seniors understand is the power of cash in hand. It's one thing to have the government holding your money, saying we're going to spend this money, we're going to do this way, and the other. But I think seniors understand the power of cash in hand and access to having that cash for a rainy day and a variety of things. And it's $12,000 a year every senior would receive up until the day they died. This $12,000 could be used for so much things besides just getting the prescription drug costs down, housing, retirement care facilities, whatever hardships they may face at the in their glory years, as they shouldn't have to face those problems and challenges. And what this does is this allows for the senior citizens to not maybe have to worry so much about those unexpected things and burdens that come up. And I also think with seniors, a lot of times, what I've seen in families is seniors might be doing all right, but they're worried about their family. You got the grandkid, you got the kid who's still struggling, and you're trying to help them out. And and the thing about that is, some of the seniors might have more noble offspring that don't come to them about problems that they're having in their lives. But I can pretty much assure you, seniors, that the young people in your family, and some of your children, they want to come to you for extra help, and that's just a burden on the seniors. So what this freedom dividend does is going to give the seniors this extra security. Is going to give the kids that extra security. Everybody can win with this thing. I'm glad to see many senior citizens now coming around, starting to see that these policies might be a little bit more ideal than what the other candidates have been suggesting. Shame on people like Beto O'Rourke, who was there, and they said he was going around talking about UBI would not work. So I haven't watched his meeting with the AARP yet. I don't know why he was targeting Yang, maybe because he sees that Yang is about to surpass him, and he's going on. And Andrew Yang's going to have to watch out for that. People are going to start going on the attack vector. He might be a little bit, above that, but good to be prepared because they will come after him. So anyway, I want to go into the next segue into this next topic that I happened by accident to come across online, and it is part of Andrew Yang's policies, and that is the idea of the Legion. This is part of Andrew Yang's policies on the military, the Legion of Builders and the Legion of Destroyers. Now, people who watch the channel are probably familiar with, I like comic books, I like science fiction, I like great things like that, and sometimes we get a little bit of that in the channel. But when I heard those titles, I thought superheroes, comic books, and things like that. And especially for the younger generations, the millennials, those type of titles, the naming, and of course the Yang campaign is the master of branding. Remember, they did brand the freedom dividend from UBI. So the campaign is their masters of branding things. And so they've branded the function of the military as the Legion of Builders and the Legion of Destroyers. And I had looked over a lot of Andrew Yang's policies. He has a ton of them, but I hadn't come across this particular part of his policies, and I think they're great. I think it's driving a certain, of course, the name strikes fear in you. The enemies hear names like that, they're going to go running for the hills. But I think it makes the young people a little bit more patriotic. I like that it gives a lot more teeth and bite to the Andrew Yang campaign, because generally when we think about Andrew Yang up to now, we've thought maybe only about domestic policies as such. But they're going by the name of the Legion of Builders, the Legion of Destroyers, and how it works is the goals are to refocus the military's focus on modern threats such as loose nuclear material and cyber terrorism, utilize the vast talent of our soldiers in areas outside of warfare, such as infrastructure and repair, ensure that our armed forces service members have ample preparation and resources both during and after their service. Right. So these are great goals for the military. I think that definitely Andrew Yang is going to be taking care of our military, our veterans, when they come home. Of course, with the freedom dividend, addressing issues that occur not just in the regular civilian population, but in the service, our servicemen, addressing mental illness and a variety of things. A lot of tough times they have when they come home. And so this is going to address a lot of his military policies here. But a lot of what the Legion of Builders is going to do, and I found it interesting when he mentions like the malls and stuff. A lot of these are malls that need to be torn down, maybe repurposed to some degree. Maybe they can have the Legion of Builders come in and help with that. Also, our decaying roads and bridges. It's going to take years to repair all of the infrastructure damage that's in the United States. Using some of those servicemen to help in that department, I think that's a great idea, and I think it will help to work better for the whole structure, of the United States and our infrastructure. And so I just thought it was all amazing and interesting. So I like the ideas of this. I like the idea of we're going to send in the Legion of Destroyers to deal with you out there who aim to do harm to the United States or undermine the United States. Russia with its cyber terrorism. China trying to undermine us and our and our economy and a variety of things. We got somebody standing there up there to protect the United States and keep us, marching forward. So just thought that was all very interesting. I want to update you guys on that with Mr. Andrew Yang. He's doing great. The debates are coming up next week. If you haven't watched the AARP forum at Des Moines, Iowa, I invite you all to do that. It was a great presentation. It was by Andrew Yang. And I just want to quickly say, BitcoinMYK.com, our project, we'll leave a link in the description. This is a program that not only helps you, but it helps people around the globe to get closer to obtaining that goal of universal basic income. It's kind of weird because a lot of times, a lot of us people who make content and make videos, a lot of times we're, asking you all to help us in some way, or help us monetarily in some way. And I've been blessed enough, I'm fortunate enough to where I don't have to, ask for that kind of help. But I do ask you all to help us to help others, right? With our BitcoinMYK.com project, we'll leave a link in the description. Doesn't cost you all a dime. In fact, it gives you money. It's of great value to me, and I'd love for you all to join. It only takes a second to do that. But that's all I want to say in this video. If you all like content like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and until next time, take care.